Oh my God, we are officially live. It is working. Holy cow. Today is probably the second biggest day in crypto history because we finally got the crypto White House report that was dropped yesterday, and multiple different crypto assets were in it. I apologize for being late. Restream is actually the biggest piece of garbage I have ever used ever. But we're here, we're live, we're going to get through the show. So apologies that I'm late. Make sure you guys share this, like this video, push it out, because unfortunately there's multiple different streams that ended up popping up. Mixing or anyone on my team, if you guys can make those private so it doesn't mess with the algorithm, that would be greatly appreciated. But let's go ahead and get into it because there is a lot of news to happen. So yesterday we got the crypto White House report. We did not get the lower interest rates, and there's all these people bickering and fighting about it all over X, which is always hilarious to me. And the reason why it's hilarious to me is because there's just people from ivory towers that don't really care about the other people. Also, to Zed, your comment is probably the most annoying thing I've ever heard. Biggest days, but no price movement. If you don't know how to read the market, if you don't understand to actually learn markets, you're going to get wrecked. You're going to become emotional. You're going to dump your bags at the bottom, and you're going to do poorly in crypto. Okay. The biggest comment that I see, especially on TikTok, is people that don't understand the basics of investing, don't understand the importance of trading. Okay. And the reason why that's problematic is because we have this thing called the accredited investor law, which is super ridiculous. And they only allow people with money to have access to this, to IPOs and hedge funds and all kinds of stuff. And that's because they think we're poor and stupid. And a lot of these comments, the market isn't pumping, this isn't happening, blah, 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 blah. That's what the market looks like. That's what it looks like right now. Nothing is moving. Nothing is moving. The economy is in shambles. Where are people going to get more money to pump the market? Also, too, I talked to my financial advisor, and there is a lot of over-leveraged positions in particular altcoins. I'm not going to say what those are, but they're getting people reaching out to them like crazy because people have just been buying and have these unrealistic expectations. So now they're going to traditional financial advisors and they're asking for help. And this is coming from my financial advisor that creates custom Bitcoin and crypto portfolios for me. So I'm not trying to give you all a hard time. It's just a reality check, okay? You shouldn't have diamond hands. Diamond hands isn't a good thing. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into it because some crazy news dropped. And my views are going to be complete. Today is just not a good day in general. There's been so many things that have happened. And on top of it, the views are going to be down for this video, but it's fine. It is what it is. All right. So we got the crypto White House stuff that's coming. Okay. Now, I want to talk about this. SEC launches Project Crypto to move all markets on chain. What does this mean? What is happening? So the SEC came out today, and it aligns with the July 30th, 2025 White House Crypto Policy Report, urging the new SEC rules reflecting a broader political push under President Trump's administration to adapt regulations following the Clarity Act's passage in the House, signaling a possible end to years of crypto regulatory ambiguity. On-chain data to find a recent blockchain analysis offers unprecedented transparency, but a 2020, I don't even want to read that. Basically, they're coming out with a crypto project to move everything on-chain. Everything is going on-chain. This is the article over here. There's a lot to unpack, so we'll cover it a little bit more at a later time when my mind is focused. But this is crazy business. Crazy business. Gary Gensler used to be the SEC chair. Now we have Paul Atkins, who's pro-crypto. And it's so funny because I get all these people from the opposing political side that are just mad. Absolutely mad. Okay. They are mad that about everything that this administration was doing with crypto. What did you guys think was going to happen? Did you really sit here and think that they were going to give you guys decentralization? No government would. Why would they? Because the way they profit off of people is by extorting them. That's why we pay taxes. So the fact that people thought, oh my God, this administration was doing so much crypto. Yeah, they did. All the promises they made, they kept. But could you imagine under the other administration where they literally hate poor people, they hate diverse people, they hate the fact that crypto allows for a level playing field? That's exactly what it is. Is this crypto regulation going to be perfect? No. Are we going to get exactly what we want? No. Because some of you were raised in a barn where your parents just gave, and you don't understand the importance of communication and compromise. And you don't understand that there's always somebody that's better than you, smarter than you, better looking, or whatever it is, okay? And they're going to get theirs first. So what you have to do is you have to figure out how to assimilate to the current culture and figure out how to grift ethically within the constraints of the law. That's what it is. Because you're never going to beat that other person. You're not going to beat them, but you can watch what they do and work alongside them. And that's what this administration is doing. And I know a lot of people are going to get mad at me. They're going to I don't care. But the other administration, crypto would have been banned. Why do I know that? Well, look at their actions. And now we have this current administration that puts out a crypto White House paper that mentions Chainlink and Ripple and Hedera and multiple other projects, which we'll get to. But now they're launching Project Crypto, a commission-wide initiative to modernize securities rules and regulations to enable America's financial markets to move on chain. This is what tokenization means. This is why we've been talking about tokenization so much. RWAs are a fancy word for NFTs. RWAs is another term for tokenization, essentially moving things on chain. That's all that it is. And we're seeing this happen in real time. Now, a lot of this is going to be centralized. Even though we've got promises, we're not going to get a CBDC, and we've got promises that DeFi will be exempt. It's probably not necessarily going to happen. There's always going to be caveats, okay? Always going to be caveats. So what we do is we take all this information in, we see what's happening, and we figure out how to assimilate and put ourselves into the current system to make money like these guys. That's saying you can't beat them, join them. We are in a bull run. It's just a slow one. So we're getting something called Project Crypto, and everything's going to be on chain. Everything's going to be on chain. Under the current administration, I'm 99% positive crypto would be banned. Is what it is. That's just my opinion. And again, you can say that I'm wrong, and you can say that this administration is screwing things up. Hey, you know what? Beggars can't be choosers, because most of everybody that's watching, including myself, is not an accredited investor. So what do you think is going to happen? Do you think they really care about you? They don't. They don't. They don't. So we can't beat them. We join them. So this just dropped today. Now, let's talk about what actually happened at the SEC, because this is the crypto report, okay? And a lot of people in the previous video from yesterday were asking me about it. And you just Google whitehouse.gov report, crypto report. It's there. It's 166 pages, and I'm going through it for you so you don't have to. Also, Hester Pierce, the new PWG report pulls together many standards that go into weaving crypto regulatory framework. So now she is, she's able to do her job because she's giving guidelines. It's absolutely wonderful stuff. So let's go ahead and cover all of this. White House released the first full crypto policy report via the President Working Group on Digital Asset Markets. Main topics include digital asset ecosystem overview, market size and trends, DeFi, which the new thing now is write to the SEC and respectfully demand they exempt DeFi and they make it legal for you to still operate decentralized activities. And another really worrisome thing that's happening is the whole Roman Storm thing with Tornado Cash, because if he gets convicted, just like the Samurai Wallet guys, it's basically going to set industry standards about coding. And you can get in trouble for coding and building something that they don't like. Because let's face it, it's okay for the banks to work with Ripple, but keep a lot of transactions off chain for privacy. But it's not okay when you want to protect what you do on chain. Okay, separate standards here. It'll also include stablecoin and payment innovation, illicit finance and risk mitigation, taxation issues, cybersecurity and digital identity, reparation of blockchain foundation, strategic Bitcoin reserve, and digital asset stockpile. Hester Pierce says the report pulls together many strands that go into weaving a crypto regulatory framework. Now, we use Grok to check. We used AI to check all of the different crypto projects that were mentioned. This one for sure. Hedera was mentioned. It says right here, DeFi stack, getting grip on DeFi ecosystem, Hedera. And it cites Hedera here and it has about learning decentralized finance DeFi stack. And it was visited July 13th, 2025. So there's a lot of crypto projects that were mentioned. The coins were not mentioned. Why? Well, nobody knows if these are securities or not. So let's go ahead and cover what was mentioned. Some discussed in detail and some mentioned in referencing when graphic, article, or technical explanation is given. For example, Ripple is mentioned, where the report discusses CNBC article titled Ripple CEO says more crypto firms may leave US due to confusing rules. Other example is Chainlink. They were mentioned and referenced during an article on oracles. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Polygon, Avalanche, Phantom, Celo, Optimism, Base. Arbitrum, Hedera, Chainlink, Ripple, Terra Luna, FTX, Consensus, Galaxy, Masari, Kraken, Coinbase, Glassnode, DeFi Llama, A16Z, Crypto, Bitstamp. Those were the crypto terms that were mentioned. Please fact check me. Please. But again, they really didn't mention coins. And I think they mentioned Uniswap as well, which makes sense. I saw that too. But if you go and you look in the little titty bitty footnotes, you'll see stuff like this, which is amazing because I couldn't even fathom this happening under the other administration. Also, too, Chainlink posted about it. Today, the White House featured oracles as key technology in its new digital asset report, highlighting how Chainlink is critical infrastructure for powering stablecoins, tokenized funds, and on-chain economy. Now, with this being said, what does this mean? Chainlink is something that I've been adamantly accumulating in this market just because of the Oracle technology and the CCIP technology. Now, with that being said, a lot of things don't work without Chainlink, so I like it. And I know that there was another project. I can't remember off the top of my head what they were called. They were supposed to be positive competition against Chainlink. No, they're not making the same moves that Chainlink is. So that's something that I have been accumulating and I've bought. So hopefully we get $100 Chainlink. As far as Bitcoin Magazine goes, White House officially publishes digital asset report and says they will develop strategies that could be used to acquire additional Bitcoin for the reserve. I'm 100% against this. Okay. No new details were given on the SBR or digital asset stockpile, but their working group will develop strategies that could be used to acquire additional Bitcoin for the reserve. So why am I against this? Taxpayers, we're footing the bill too much for all of these things. We're footing the bill too much for all of these different entities. I'm not with it. I am absolutely not with it. I don't like it. I feel that instead, I don't want to take any more taxpayer dollars to invest in anything. I want our debt to get paid down. That's what I want. But again, I could be wrong. I could be missing the point. I just don't trust the government to do the right thing with Bitcoin. I think whatever assets they confiscate, great. But at this level, White House crypto report has no... Okay, we talked about this already. This is from Bo Hines. This is just another quote saying that they're going to engage in a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Michael Saylor has an earnings call today with strategy. Yeah, he says it's going to be the most important one ever. Also, I want to remind you that they're going to have these fabulous Bitcoin maxis there. Love to see it. But the thing that's crazy to me is that there's a lot of Bitcoiners that actually support these companies creating traditional financial instruments that are used to raise fiat to buy Bitcoin and not advocating for the people. But again, this is the grift. This is the grift that continues to happen. So it's either you get in line or you miss out. But that's happened today with MicroStrategy. And again, they've created like 3 or 4 different financial instruments. Shout out to Alpha Moves. I appreciate you becoming an ORME member. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we'll see what Michael Saylor has to say for the earnings report. Either way, pump my bags. That's all. That's all I care about is giving my baby the best life ever. As far as Nate Garassi, he says in the last 24 hours, the SEC approves in-kind redemptions for spot Bitcoin ETFs. NYSE CBOE file for framework to list crypto ETFs. White House working to usher in golden age of crypto. SEC, NYSE, COB, and White House all working on crypto. Everyone paying attention. This right here is telling me that we are going to get the crypto ETFs approved very soon. Now with this White House report, the SEC was like, yeah, we can get to work. Let's do it. And that's exactly what they're doing. Exactly what they're doing. So I love to see it. We're going to be making some money here. We're going to be grifting alongside of them and making some money here. Okay. And for some, you know what, my internet is just not really working well today. It's not working well, but it is what it is. Also, for those of you complaining about the bull market, Bernstein says it's still early in the crypto bull cycle as Robinhood posts breakout Q2 and Coinbase inks JP Morgan deal. So I agree with Bernstein here. They've been pretty good. They've been pretty good lately on calling this market. They were also ones that said that the crypto market was going to be, or the crypto bull run was going to be incredibly slow and going to be exhausting. And they're right. We're in a bull market, but it hasn't kicked off the way people have anticipated it, primarily because of the Solana meme coins, which necessarily isn't a bad thing. Most of us just weren't good enough at trading them. That's what the reality is. But this is all good stuff. All absolutely good stuff. Love to see it. And also too, Stellar Lumens was not mentioned in the report, but this was mentioned here. It keeps getting better. Welcome to the club, Visa. Visa adds support for PiUSD, which is PayPal's native stablecoin. I forget who these guys are. And Stellar and Avalanche join Ethereum and Solana for on-chain settlement. So if you're a Stellar Lumens fan or XLM fan, this is the news for you. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Avalanche posted about it. I love that. I hold a lot of Avalanche. I hope we get back up to $100. Also, too, the Pelosi Act just came out, and I wanted to talk about it really quickly. The crazy thing about the Pelosi Act here is that with the Pelosi Act, they're gonna ban insider trading with politicians. She's saying, "Oh, I never participated in insider trading," and she's technically not wrong because her husband probably is for her. Now, with that being said, she's going to get away with it. This is going to pass after she retires from office, and she will 100% get away with it. And that's why I tell you guys, if you can't beat them, join them. But don't join them that way. Just watch what they do and figure out how you can make money doing things within the constraints of the law, exactly like they do. And that's really the only way to get ahead, really, if you think about it. So that's also coming as well. As far as the market goes, this is the silliness that's happening to the market. Pretty cuckoo stuff over here. And as far as crypto, I know people are complaining, oh my God, Bitcoin's not moving or doing anything. Guess what? When you got minimal price action like this is when you see a lot of volatility. We've held support above 115,000. Ethereum's held above 3,500. Solana's dumping. Sui's dumping. XRP's dropping, but not dumping. Link is dropping. All of it, etc. It's kind of wild stuff. Now, with that being said, there's been quite a few Ethereum whales that have been buying Ethereum. So that goes to kind of show you and tell you what to expect. Institutions are buying Ethereum. Whales are accumulating Ethereum. Total strategic Ethereum reserves across 64 entities exceed $10 billion. And I think it's awesome. I love it because guess what? They're going to pump our bags. I'm a big Ethereum bag holder and I cannot wait for my bags to be pumped. And that's exactly what we're going to see happening. And I can't wait for it. But on that note, I'm going to get going. I've had a very frustrating morning so far. So none of my stuff has been working, but don't worry. I'm going to be putting out a second media piece for you guys about Ripple XRP. And then at 6 p.m. PT, I always put out an in-depth recap of everything that happened in crypto for the day. It's like 2 to 3 minutes, so please watch it because it'll be a lot more put together than this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really greatly appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day, and thank you to all the babes for supporting me. Bye-bye.